Hey, what's going on, everybody? Servo here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a couple of new details that I have not touched on yet. I did make a video previously about like everything that's going to be going on with the next expansion, but there's a couple other things I'd love to discuss with you guys. Now, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate you. Let's jump right into it. Now, as some of you guys know, we did have this post and this interview from GameReactor.eu. You can check it out. I will leave the link to this down below. But we had someone that interviewed Josh LaBelle, which is the creative director for Gameloft, and I touched over a lot of stuff, but then they actually released another like article which had some additional information in there as well. So the most important thing is right here, they said, and how will I be able to customize my new mount? You say, more than fully actually. You can name your horse / mare, you can collect new saddle blankets, gear, tweak the back accessories, adjust the legs, eyes. Not enough, you can actually customize its color. Yes, including green or zebra. So yeah, you know how they mentioned we will have our own horse to customize, and that there are going to be some upgrades. They mentioned about getting some accessories. Well, here it is. Yeah, we can literally get new saddle blankets, get new gear for our horses. You can even change the accessories. You can change, like, adjust the legs, the eyes. You can actually customize its colors. You could have like a green horse or a zebra style. I wonder what the limitations are for this. Like, are we able to just do whatever we want? We get like a full rainbow wheel and we can customize it fully, like it's super in depth and in detail, change the eye colors and stuff. That's going to be incredible. Also, has anybody mentioned or thought about how these horses are going to look like in Dream Snaps? Because I was just thinking about that the other day. We have companions. Surely there's going to be poses while sitting on a horse, and I'm curious what their animations are going to be. And then obviously if you could like change their color and everything like that, that's going to help you stand out as well. So this could be like, obviously it would be the first time we have an actual mount that we can have potentially in a Dream Snap. So I was curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. They even mentioned that you can even unlock new gallop visual effects for it. They then went on to say this at the same time opens up a number of new or updated activities, such as traversing the world a lot faster. Your ride has 3 speeds: jumping over fences and obstacles, collecting the new glowing weed just like acorns. We actually saw that glowing weed in the trailer. Or caretaking actions such as petting, feeding, or brushing your new neighing companion. It's also useful to finish old tasks faster, such as watering your vegetable garden from the mount directly, or even mining, taking advantage of your horse's hooves. So the horse, like anything, any action you can actually do on the ground right now, you should be able to do while on your horse. You can customize your horse, and you can level up and build that friendship bond with this. So they're not just like something they're just randomly throwing in here. They've actually put a whole gameplay loop around these new companions or these new mounts. And then they went on to say that they didn't see much of the actual new activities that you'll be able to take part in, but we now expect riding races and even some sort of epic mounted showdowns. I don't think this is a like a teaser of what's to come. I think this was just the interviewer saying that now that we have horses, obviously we expect to have like races, and I don't think we would ever get like a mounted showdown, like, you know, jousting or anything wild like that. That would be insane in Dreamlight Valley. I would be all for it, but I just couldn't see them actually implementing that. Maybe races someday, or at least a thing where you just have to go through, like, collect some rings, like a little checkpoint, you know, something small they could probably end up doing. But yeah, that's all the additional information we have for the horses. Let's go take a look at 2 Reddit posts, because there are 2 things that players have spotted and they're very interesting. So first, we got this post by Interesting Move 753, and they said Winnie the Pooh is coming, maybe. This is definitely the 100-acre woods tree, just a larger version of the one we have in game, as well as the Honey Pot Mountains. Yeah, this is definitely it. Now, I've watched this trailer in very, very slow motion, and I spotted this as well. You can actually get a very clear version, and it is extremely clear that this is like the tree that we already like have in the game. except larger. It almost has like the little honey pots, the beehives hanging down on it. And it's just to the right of this area right here. So you have this giant honey pot falls area. And then over on this side a little bit more, you can see that tree. So that biome is actually quite large. So we're going to take a look at this trailer right here. And there is another thing to spot as well. Up here at the top left is actually a cherry. You can actually see a giant cherry over here. Then we have the crystal like caverns. And then over here we have these giant honey pots. And then to the right, we see this. I've seen people mention it's smoke. It is not smoke. It looks like it's a giant like tree that's frosted over and frozen. So I'm going to back it up a little bit. As you can see right here, it looks like the stem is right there. So I believe this is just some sort of giant frozen tree. Maybe it's a giant like a POI, you know, like a point of interest. So the tree in question, you'll be able to see it right here on the screen. So pay attention here. We have the honey pots back there. And then look how massive the tree is over on this right side. So one could assume that that biome is a massive Winnie the Pooh biome. I mean, it goes all the way to this location. Now, those could be like just giant, again, points of interest inside of a random biome. Maybe it has a little mixture of stuff going on in there. And it doesn't necessarily mean Winnie the Pooh is coming to the game, because just like others have stated before, we had the Teacup Falls area. We didn't get Alice in Wonderland during that update. So it could be a situation like that. But the fact that there is two of them is interesting. But I'm also really curious about why that giant cherry is on top of the mountain over here. Is this not broken up into like this, you know, like split into biomes like this? Maybe it's broken up into layers. We start in the first zone right here, and then we progress a little bit further going through the crystal caverns. And then maybe on the other side of the mountains could be like this Winnie the Pooh stuff stretching all the way over into some like Vanellope vibes, Wreck-It Ralph vibes. Maybe it could be a whole mixture of like almost like a Disney junkyard of sorts, where they just have such a variety of stuff that just is thrown over there. That would be exciting as well. Now, I do want Winnie the Pooh to the game very, very badly. But I gotta ask you guys, how do you feel? Do you feel like if Winnie the Pooh is dropping in this DLC, do you guys think he fits the vibe with the rest of the characters, the story, and also this map? I'm not so sure just yet. We really have to see the other biomes and see what they look like. I don't think he exactly fits the vibe for this update, and it would be kind of strange for them to put him in a DLC. I kind of feel like he would be a free character. So, I don't know. October 15th definitely needs to get here faster. Let's read through some of the comments on that post. So, top comment right here, they said, I'm hoping it's a 100-acre wood-inspired area like how the Teapot Falls in Storybook Vale is themed like Alice in Wonderland, so that we can get actual 100-acre wood realm. I would love it in a realm as well, where we can get Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Rabbit, and Eeyore. Imagine getting all of them, like if they introduced 2 characters at once, and then maybe we got the other 2 characters or 3 characters or however many, you know, like expansions they want to do for those characters. And then we have this post over here by Asgardian Greg that said Wishblossom Ranch biome speculation / discussion. So they put a couple pictures in here, and they spotted that giant cherry as well over on this side. And they said, I wanted to discuss this because I've seen a lot of people speculating on if we're getting a candy biome on the left and getting a full 100-acre wood biome on the right, or if the honeypot area would be just like the Teapot Falls in Ever After, where it's just one small part of the biome that's themed off of a movie, while the rest of the biome is not. Now, based on the trailer, I wanted to put my best reasoning out there. Here it is. So they said the left biome, first image, the general theme will be a foresty biome that fits Tinkerbell. The droopy flower at the end of the trailer, the green image, looks like it would fit in a fairy forest. So they're actually talking about this right here. At the end of the trailer, we have this like flower that you can see in the background. They said in a fairy forest, which would be this biome. The cherry that we see in the upper left of the map will be a small candy forest area within the forest, similar to how Ever After had Teapot Falls, which was Alice in Wonderland theme. The reason? because they heard all the complaints about Vanellope's house. I don't think they put that a whole. I don't think they made a whole area in the DLC just because a lot of people don't like Vanellope's house. But that would be the perfect location to actually put her house. And then they said the right biome, second image, fully 100-acre wood biome similar to how Mythopia was clearly Hercules' theme. Why I don't believe the honeypot area is just another teapot situation is that you can see in the second photo, Gameloft placed the Winnie the Pooh premium shop tree in the background on the right. You can tell because it has the little lanterns on it. We can still see the honeypot on the left in the same picture, and it's way in the distance. So why would they place the Pooh tree item so close to the Wishing Alps biome if the honeypot area is so far away? So yeah, I'm really curious. I mean, that was they definitely made the trailer too. They want us to speculate about this. They made sure they got all the angles right when they were shooting this trailer. And they wanted to make sure we saw that giant cherry. They wanted us to see the giant crystal caverns, the honeypot falls, and now that giant tree. So they definitely want us to speculate. I'm curious how close we actually are. Imagine if the characters are actually just two completely random characters added into the game. Now, many people have been suggesting that they think, like right here, I definitely think King Candy as the villain is possible since the crystal caverns could be candy crystals. For all we know, it could be like rock candy. It kind of looks like rock candy, honestly. And then they have the cherry there. Could have a giant, giant sundae for a mountain. But I don't think we're getting Ralph since we're only getting 4 villagers in this. Yeah, I don't think we're getting Ralph in this update or this expansion at all. So yeah, some pretty interesting stuff. Just let me know your thoughts down below. Now, here's another thing I haven't seen anyone talk about, but I've been curious and I can't make out what it is. I even zoomed in real close. Right here in the middle of the trailer, you see this little cavern area. It looks like a trench, like a giant trench. It looks like we go across this bridge right here, and then we go through this area. It has high mountains right here, and there is a bridge that goes across it like this. So this obviously leads to an area that may split off. One path take you over here, and then one path that takes you through the crystal mountains over here, and then out the other side. But it has these like really bright golden like rings. Almost looks like a lasso, honestly, the closer I look at it. There's also another one right here. So it's almost like a circle, very bright golden. And then there's another one right over here. And I definitely can't make out what that is or what it could be. But as I've been watching the trailer over and over, that always sticks out to me. And I'm like, that is the one thing that looks so enchanted and magical here in like this whole trailer. So there's definitely something going on there. Maybe it's a door we have to actually open up. There's a few more things in here, kind of like this. We have, I don't know, that could be like cranberry, like a cranberry bush. I don't think we have cranberries in the game yet. I could be wrong, but it would definitely fit the whole theme of like winter, kind of some Christmas vibes, got some winter spice vibes going on in here. And then we have a pie right here, which I feel like goes straight to that bush right there that Snow White is messing with. We obviously have the goose here. There's also a yellow goose in here. Look at this beautiful path right here. This is something I didn't call out. I saw it the first time originally, and I meant to call it out, and then I forgot. But this path, it looks so freaking good. I cannot wait to get that path. And then this is like a reoccurring theme that they have throughout this trailer. We have this post, like the little fencing area, and then we have dirt, like actual path right here that the crops are actually planted on. So I don't know if we're now going to be able to be allowed to plant on dirt paths, or if this is like something to upgrade and it's like a furniture piece that you place down and you can plant and grow crops inside of this thing. And we also see it right here. As you see, you can actually dig up these spots right here and then plant in there. So that's the only time we've seen that the crops, the plants are actually inside of like this fenced in area. And then here's this little glowing weed that we keep seeing repeatedly throughout the trailer as well. Oh, and then we also have this like yellow duck or goose right here. It's kind of looking like a duck as well, but I think it looks just like the other goose. So it probably is another goose. And that is about it for the trailer and all the new stuff that we have spotted. Yeah, here's that plant that they were talking about in that post. I'm so excited for this, but let me know you guys' thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.